Yo, what's going on? It's Greg Santos and welcome to Outlier Circle. If this is your first time joining me here today, what I do is I help isolated outliers who lack a powerful network of mentors and peers, and I help you build a world-class network. If that sounds like something that you want, go ahead and hit that subscribe button below and make sure you also hit that notification button because your boy is dropping super hot fire each and every single week, help you make those connections and help you take your life to the next level. Now, here's something that's very important when it comes to connecting with people. Now, the thing is, we see these influencers, we see people that we really admire, people that are very successful, and we want to connect with all of them, right? We take this shotgun approach, like I want to connect with them. And the thing is, I believe a big reason why a lot of people don't achieve huge amounts of success, not only in just connecting with people, but also in life in general, is they spread themselves way too thin. And when you spread yourself out way too thin and you want to do this, you want to do that, you want to do all different kinds of things, what tends to happen is you do none of it because you become overwhelmed. Either you become overwhelmed or you make very micro progress in each and every single area instead of making huge progress in one area. So how do you make sure that you actually can form relationships and connect with certain people, with high level players? Well, first and foremost, a big thing is I don't think enough people take the time to really get clear on who is it that they want to build a relationship with. Now, it's easy to look at people and say, man, look at this person. I really, like this person is super successful. I want to live, I want to learn from this person because they're very successful. Now, there are things you can learn from that person. However, what I would recommend you do is find someone who is like the kind of person you want to be like. Does that make sense? So instead of modeling somebody who has a lot of success, why don't you, and just because they're successful, why don't you find someone and model somebody who is successful but is the kind of person that you want to become. So for example, there's somebody that I really admire, this man named John Sonmez, aka Bulldog Mindset. And this guy is very successful financially, but also he's very successful socially. He's also very successful just like when it comes to his physique as well. And he has similar, like he lives his life in a similar way that I want to live my life, where it's all about discipline. It's about running towards pain. And the reason why we run towards pain and have that discipline is because you can really get to see who you are in those moments where you push yourself to your limit and really figuring out how much can you really squeeze out of life? How much are we really capable of? And who is it that I can become? What kind of person, what kind of character can really emerge through charging through that as fast as I possibly can? And John really does embody a lot of characteristics that I want to embody myself. He's jacked, I've already mentioned everything, right? So I'll give an example here, right? So we have somebody like a founder of War Room, someone like Ryan Dice or someone like Roland Frazier or Perry Belcher, right? Now, these guys are very successful, and don't get me wrong, there are things that you can look up to and learn from, and like just by being around them and not discounting that at all. However, I personally relate a lot with John, and John lives the kind of lifestyle that I want to live when it comes to training for marathons, when it comes to eating healthy, when it comes to feeling the best I possibly can and stretching myself to my absolute limit and making it everything decisions life and death. It's like I'm either gonna be a champ at the end of my life or I'm gonna be a bitch. There's no in between. It's either I'm a champ or a bitch. Which one do I want to be? I can't be both. Or I can't, right? You can't. Or you can't. It's not like I was kind of a champ. You weren't a champ. You were a bitch. It's not like I had some bitch qualities. Well, you were a bitch all the way. Okay. So it's either champ or bitch, and that's it. Now, you have to clearly define who is it that you want to be like, and go follow that person. Go find a way to be around that person. Think about what kind of events does this person go to? Who's in their circle? Who do they surround themselves with? What kind of books does this person read? And how can you pay for coaching with this person? How can you get as close as possible to this person and actually communicate with them and have conversations with them? And that is the basis of forming a relationship. Oftentimes, you're gonna have to invest some money to get yourself into conversations. You're not gonna get much out of your life from just constantly trying to get things for free. You're gonna waste a lot of time. If you have the money, spend the money. If you don't have money, spend the time. okay? So if you have the money to spend, make sure you do that because it's gonna save you a lot of time. And at the end of the day, time is the most precious resource we have. So if you have the money, that's replenishable. You'll get the money back, but you never get your time back, okay? So make sure that you select maybe 1 to 2, 3 max, I would say, that you follow and you really dive in deep, because here's the challenge when people start following, gurus and people who are at, top levels is you'll start to see contradicting opinions. Like, for example, we have somebody who will be like, no, you can build muscle on a vegan diet and vegan diet's the way to go. And another person's like, no, I feel fantastic. I'm killing it. Like, man, I've never been healthier in my life and all I eat is meat. And it's like, well, who's right? Well, both of them are right? Because it depends on like how their body reacts to that specific thing. But it's the same thing with business, right? Somebody might say, you got to go this route and this works. And you're dumb if you go this route. But the thing is, it's like this route, they're like, no, this works. This works for me. This is the success I had. And they're like, that route is dumb. So you have to really decide on who is it that you want. And you can't be an influencer whore. You can't be a whore that just follows a bunch of different, accounts and just follows a bunch of different gurus, because you're going to hear, oh, this person said this, person said that, and then you hit overwhelm, and then next thing you know, it's going to be hard for you to take action. Find someone that you really want to go deep with, spend a lot of money with that person, and learn as much as you possibly can, and then, you probably grow out of that person, most likely, right? They got you to your next level, and now you're looking for a new level, and that could be somebody else, whatever it is. But you got to figure out, you got to make a decision, you got to cut out a bunch of these different influencers that you're listening to. Pick 1, 2, 3, maybe, I wouldn't say 3, I would go 1 or 2, and really dive in really deep with those people's content. Invest as much money as you possibly can, get as close to them as possible, get coaching, because by being around that person that inspires you, who is the kind of person that you want to be like, they're going to literally teach you how to become a person like them, right? It doesn't make sense if you want to go in and have a $50 million business and you're like, I'm gonna go to college and learn about business. Why don't you go find someone who's built a $50 million business and spend your money that way and actually learning directly from that person, right? That makes more sense instead of learning from professors who, they can talk about business in theory, or maybe they have businesses, maybe, didn't work out for them, or the chances are you're not going to get the best kind of education from learning from people who haven't built a $50 million business themselves. Does that make sense? Now, if you got some value from this video, hit that subscribe button down low and also hit that notification bell so that way every single time I create a video, you get notified, you can watch it, you can apply it, and take your network to the next level. That being said, make sure you unfollow today, right now, right after this video. Go unfollow a bunch of influencers that you're like, okay, not this person, not this person, not this person. I want to go deep with this person and this person. What programs do they offer? How can I invest money into them? And how can I get as close as possible to them so I can learn from them? And you're going to have to spend thousands of dollars to be around them, but it's going to shortcut your time, and your time is worth way more than your money. Okay? All right. I'll see you in the next video. In the meantime, make it a great day.